All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You all are in the right place. We are going to get going very shortly here. Can you give everybody we'll give everybody about 5 minutes to jump in, and then we'll get it going. Thank you all for your patience, and welcome to the Online Optimization Boot Camp. Oh, thanks, Susan. Everybody said hi to you too. It's awesome. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll be getting going very shortly here. Thank you all for joining. And if you haven't told your friends already, definitely tell your friends. We're going to be having some fun. All right, we'll give a couple more minutes and then we'll get jumping in. A couple more minutes for folks to get in the room. Thank you all. For those who did not know before, this is a hybrid hosted conference. So if folks wanted to come in person, they are more than welcome to, but we are also online. Welcome in. Oh, you're in person, but we have a couple of folks online as well.
I'm going to need to do online next week.
Okay. That's okay. All right. Go for about that one.
Oh. Hey, Joan.
Hi.
That is so cool. We have friends in the room, okay? Yes, we do. That's beautiful. All right. Okay. All right, let's have some fun. So I know we had a couple more people registered for our event today. So we may see a couple more people popping in, but thank you all for joining the Online Presence Optimization Bootcamp, session 1, get it rolling. We're gonna have 4 sessions, that's right. We're gonna have 4 sessions throughout the course of this month. It's gonna be once a week from this 12 to 1 o'clock time block. And today we are kicking it off the right way with the one and only Joan Stanford, better known as Jazzy Pen. And our first session today is going to be about email marketing trends for 2022. And she is going to be leading the charge. So I am more than happy to introduce Joan Stanford. Joan, thank you for being with us today.
Hello. Thank you so much. Just want to make sure that everyone can indeed hear me. I have a new mic, but I haven't plugged it in. Are we okay? Can you hear me as is? Awesome sauce. Let's rock and roll. Let me share my screen. Yeah, let's do that. Share my screen.
And as a reminder for those who are online, you do have the option to participate here in the chat. You're also able to ask questions. So definitely utilize our platform here. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I will be chatting with you. So definitely type into the chat. Be prepared to type or raise a hand or do something. All right. It's 12. So I am not going to delay any further. As people creep in, they creep in, but we're going to get started and rock and roll. We are here this afternoon talking about email marketing trends for 2022. Now, I know that we are almost literally at the halfway point. It almost seems like, gosh, are we kind of behind? But no, now is a good time, or as good time as any, to really delve into the current trends that are happening in email marketing and see how they may be applicable to your small business. How can you incorporate the different strategies into your business at this time? So that's what we're going to dive into today. But before we do that, let me go ahead and introduce myself. So I just start talking. That's what I do. My name is Joan v. Stanford. As Brian said, I am the CEO and Chief Content Developer here at Jazzy Pen Communications, which is a marketing communications company based in Rancho Cucamonga. And we specialize in content marketing for small businesses. What does that mean? That means that we delve into creating content for small businesses so that they are showing up, building their brands and growing their businesses with information that people are actually looking for, wanting, needing, and wanting to interact with, right? All in an effort to have those individuals ultimately become customers or clients. Okay. I have been writing, editing, and marketing professionally for over 25 years. No, it shocks me to this day, but it's true. I have been doing Jazzy Pen for quite some time. I actually started Jazzy Pen Communications as a book editing business, and it has transformed into so many things, but ultimately it is what it is today, which I'm so proud of, to be helping small business owners. I have worked with Fortune 500 companies, I have worked with startup companies, and everybody in between. And I feel like my sweet spot is truly the small business owner. That's who I love to see just totally blossom with new ideas, new marketing strategies, new tools to help develop brands as well. My contact information is on the screen. So if for some reason you're unable to post a question or jump into the chat, what have you, and you just have to touch bases with me a little later, feel free to do so. Email me, I'm online, call me. I'm probably a little less apt to answer the landline, but I mean, I do get messages. So reach out, I'm here for you, yeah? Really quickly, I wanted to share a few things about Jazzy Pen Communications, just so you are aware about the power of the Jazzy Pen and what it is that we do here, just to give you a little bit more of an idea. We write professional bios for professionals, executives, business owners, and the like. Elaine came to us because she was up for an award and she said, Joan, I do not have a bio. Haven't needed one in my business, but I need one now. No worries. We sat down, did an interview with her, was able to create her bio, her LinkedIn profile, etc. And happy to report that she actually won the award that she was up for, which was National Association of Women Business Owners of California, Woman Business Owner of the Year. Yeah, that was it. So pretty excited about that. Next, this ties into directly of what we're going to be discussing today, which is email marketing and the power of it, the different trends that are happening with it. But this client, Laura, came to me and said, Joan, I'm going to be speaking at this conference, and I totally need to have people come to my booth prior to, so that I can engage with them, right? That was the goal. Exciting result happened for us that we weren't even anticipating was that she actually generated revenue from the email campaign within a matter of hours. She was able to generate over $1,500 with that email. And in addition, she actually did get people coming to her booth and gained several different new clients from that event. So that's the power of email, right? Another client came to us and said, Joan, I have this opportunity to write an article for this industry publication. But first of all, I don't have the time. And second of all, writing is not my thing. I said, no worries, got you covered, right? Wrote the article, but we were strategic with this article. We wanted to include keyword phrases that were going to be effective for SEO. And lo and behold, that article helped her to rank on the first page of Google for this particular keyword. So the strategy worked and the article was well received. Final example of the power of the Jazzy Pen is that Sherlyn came to us by way of referral, and she had just written this book, The Mommy Advantage. She said, Joan, I heard that you can write really good landing pages, and I have only one goal with my landing page. And I said, well, what is that? And she said, I want to be an Amazon bestseller. Okay, no pressure, right? But seriously, we were able to craft her landing page. She incorporated some different giveaways and things like that that helped to bolster this landing page. And happy to report that she actually did achieve that Amazon best-selling status in not one, but two different categories. So that's kind of the thing that we do here. Tell us what you want to achieve when we try to make that happen for you with a variety of content strategies, and different pieces that are going to work for you. All right, enough about me, enough about Jazzy Pen. Let's dive into our content for today, shall we? All right, so the largest email marketing trend in 2022 was actually set in 2020. And we all know what happened in 2020, right? How can we forget? Still kind of happening, right? Mr. COVID-19 came in and changed our lives. And not only changed our lives, but from a marketing standpoint with business, definitely made some serious impact, right? Organizations, though, that pivoted to this digital first mentality or marketing strategy have been able to not only survive, but they've been able to thrive because they've decided to use digital first mentality in terms of reaching out to their audiences. Adoption of these different digital marketing tools that were suddenly, of interest will definitely continue well throughout this year, okay? 90% of marketers say that in 2021, just last year, they really increased their digital engagement. And this should be of no surprise to us, no shock there, right? Because once you are online and you're focused in on this area of digital marketing, it almost goes without saying that you're going to increase your digital presence and your engagement with your audience, right? Though, when we go digital, we automatically think of social media and digital ads and video, which are definitely hot, and they're definitely at the top of the food chain in terms of different marketing channels. However, 76% of marketers have embraced email marketing as a key channel. And this is huge because for a while there were different rumors and different feelings about email marketing, that email marketing is dead. It's all about social. Social media is the way to go. Yada, yada, yada. But the truth of the matter is, email marketing was never dead, number one. Of all of the different channels out there, marketing channels, that is, email marketing continues to be the undisputed champion when it comes to return on investment. Right? For every dollar that you spend on email marketing, you're looking at least a $38 return for every $1 that you spend. So yeah, email marketing is the channel that should be embraced, but I might be a little biased. Also, 76% of customers expect consistent interactions. And that, I think, is also due in part to Mr. COVID, because now that we have been accustomed to being at home and being a lot more online, we have seen that brands are interacting with us. And so now we're expecting it on a consistent basis, right? The beauty of email marketing, though, is that it helps you to continue to show up and be consistent with your interactions, okay? Before I dive into this, I just remembered that when I introduced myself, I did not mention that, yes, I run Jazzy Pen Communications, but I am also a certified partner with Constant Contact. And today's presentation is a Constant Contact presentation. Definitely forgot to mention that. So continuing on, 78% of marketers say that their customer engagement is data-driven. This is important because with marketing technology, AI technology, e-commerce technology, we know that connecting with our prospects using personalization is key. Anytime we can have a personalized experience online, gives us a feeling of we know and we like and we trust the individual, the company, or the brand that's interacting with us. And that's only going to go over well in terms of marketing, right? So having your customer engagement be data-driven and being able to capitalize on that is huge. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. In 2021, there were two key metrics that marketers were looking at. One, growing and retaining the customer base, right? That's what you wanted to have happen. And for many of us, that's still the case, right? We want to grow and retain our customer base. The other metric was increasing engagement, okay? These are two very important elements to our marketing. And when we look at growing and retaining the customer base and increasing engagement, we can do these things with email, right? And we're going to talk about some of the strategies that are going to allow us to have that happen, okay? Before we talk about those strategies, let's quickly go over the agenda for today. 3 key points, right? The first is that we are going to talk about how to boost your email marketing results with targeted emails. Hint, hint, hint. That's one of the trends. Next, we're going to talk about doing more business with automation, okay? Some automation tools that you can be using. And then finally, we're going to round it out with providing value to actually grow your business. All right, y'all with me? Cool beans, let's rock. Excuse me. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the targeted emails, okay? How many of you, and I'm going to be looking at the chat in a second, but how many of you have actually heard of this concept of targeted emails? Who's doing targeted emails? Can I get to the chat or do I have to allow? Oh, yes, I can. Let me see who's in the chat. How many people have heard of targeted emails? Raise your hand. Type into the chat, me. No, nobody? Okay, no worries. It's all good. I'm going to take, oh, wait, somebody did type. Nope, nobody, okay. All right. Mary said no. All right, got it. So, okay, no worries. Let's talk about this. This is an important topic that we need to chat about. Let me move that over. Okay, good. Sending targeted emails is going to allow you to focus in on various segments of your email list. Okay. One of the ways in which to send targeted emails, meaning that you are going to send emails that are relevant, they are timely, and they are to the right people. That's what basically is meant by sending targeted emails. Because what happens is you have an email list and you've gotten people on your list in a variety of ways. Maybe it was from social media, maybe you have a lead magnet, maybe you had an event and people signed up and registered and they said okay to being on your list. So people are coming onto your list in different ways, right? In addition to that, they are at different stages of the buying cycle with you. They have different demographics. They are in different locations. So everyone is different that's on your list, right? But at the end of the day, we still want to make the sale with them. So what's going to be important is to make sure that we target them with relevant information that they are going to be able to use. Make sense? Let's keep rocking and rolling here. To give you an example, let's use the example of a consultant, right? This is a B2B example, business to business example. How a consultant might segment his or her list could be looking at prospects versus existing clients. That might be one way that he or she segments her list. Maybe it's looking at people who signed up for the newsletter versus people who are interested in services, right? You could have segmentation within the types of services that are offered. So within a consultant, in this example, let's say the consultant offers web design, offers social media services. Maybe they also do logos as an example, right? All of those different services could be different segments on your email list or of your email list, right? Let's see this kind of in action. One of the good things that I like about Constant Contact is that you have the possibility of doing what's called click segmentation, okay? And in this example, with this consulting company, she can create an email, and for each segment within her email or different pieces of content within that email campaign or that email newsletter, she can designate that if they click on this, something is going to happen on the inside, meaning that somebody clicks on this particular link. Now we know that they are interested in that particular service, as an example. Then they can get a follow-up email based on that click, right? So that's the beauty of click segmentation. Okay. Let's give you another example. Maybe it's a nonprofit that you have, right? How can you segment your email list for a nonprofit? Well, in this case, this example, it's a horse riding therapy organization, okay? What they can do is separate their lists based on current donors versus past donors, right? They can look at different giving levels. Let's say that there are people who are donating or giving at the $100 to $500 level. Maybe it's the $600 to $1,000 level, and then $1,000 above, as an example, right? So each one of those different levels could be seeing different content from you or from this particular nonprofit. They could have one particular segment specifically for writers and giving information about writing versus information particularly for those individuals who are volunteering to help, right? So think about ways in which you can segment your list. If you are not currently segmenting your list, this is definitely something that you want to consider, right? Because the more relevant your content is to people, the more apt they are to continue to receive and be receptive to your information and actually engage with it, right? The more receptive and engagement you have, the more people will be open to purchasing your products, your service, volunteering for your nonprofit and the like. Another thing that you can do as a nonprofit is to incorporate some of these different integrations that are available to you. So if you're using Constant Contact, there are several different integrations that can help you with donors in particular and organizing them and featuring them and getting them to do more simply with this different software that's out there. So this is an example of the different integrations that are available through the marketplace that Constant Contact has. And you can use these integrations with Constant Contact to make a better product, okay? E-commerce apps and integrations also are available through Constant Contact. All you have to do is go to the integrations tab on your Constant Contact interface, and then you are able to pick which apps or integrations are going to work well for you, okay? All right, so see the guy on screen, he's like in this deep thought mode, like, tell me if this is you, trying to figure out how am I going to create different content for the different segments that I might have. Is that the question that's on your mind? I'm wondering. Tell me in the chat. Is that where you're kind of at right now, where you're thinking, okay, I have some segments in mind already. I have more than one or two or three. How am I going to create content that's going to be relevant to my different segments? Is that the question?
If anyone has a question, feel free to put your hand up as well, and we'll definitely give you talking permissions too. I will say personally, Joan, the segmentation, I've never even known how effective that was, but that makes so much more sense now. And then the ability to have them get a follow-up email without me touching it, they just click it. Powerful. That
right.
Thank you for that.
Isn't it? And it's so easy. That's the thing. Once it's set up and it's by itself, moving right along, and you're able to do other things. That's the beauty of it, right?
Okay, Joan, I've got a question.
Okay.
So with Constant Contact, I can split out like my homeschool families. Also, what I do with the consulting is I've been making courses for Think of It. So I can be getting, that's another segment. Absolutely. Is there a way I can line them up in different segments on Constant Contact, like different folders or something?
Yes, you can segment your list. Those are two different groups that you have, and those can be different segments or different lists within Constant Contact. And now you're going to send those different segments different information, right? Because your homeschoolers segment may not be interested in what you're sending to your Thinkific audience, and vice versa, right?
Yeah.
If that's what I'm hearing and understanding correctly. You definitely want to have those two as separate lists and sending them emails separately with different information. Now, there may be things that you're sending out that could be applicable and go to both, and you can do that as well.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's continue on. So, as an example, bicycle shop, right? Southside Cycling. I always like that name. I think it's kind of funny. But they could have an email campaign that they want to send out about a sale that they have going on. And it could be something that looks like what you have on the screen, right? They could also send that same email, but they also want to send this email to a particular audience of individuals who have kids, right? So people who have kids are going to be interested in writing safety as an example. So that could be an additional piece that is included into the email, right? They could have a segment that is devoted to customers who have made a recent purchase. So those are all different segments, right? The sale is for everybody. The customers with kids are going to have the information about the sale, but they're also going to get information about riding safety. And the customers who have made a recent purchase, they're not interested in the riding safety because they're proficient riders, right? But maybe there's something else that you can include for those specific purchasers, right? This is essentially one email, but modified accordingly for these different segments, okay? And this is definitely something that you can do in Constant Contact using this other strategy called dynamic content, right? Within Constant Contact, this is kind of what your interface looks like. And you have dynamic content that you can include. I do have to note that this is for the Email Plus folks. So there's different accounts that you can have with Constant Contact. This is not your basic account. This is next level up with Email Plus. You have the option or the availability to use dynamic content. So you set up your block here in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but it says block name. In this example, it's kids event. You set that up and then you're telling it exactly, or telling Constant Contact what you want to have happen. So show this content, can't speak today, to contacts who, in this case, has kids, yes, right? And you can determine what it is you're going to be setting up here. Save it, and all of this is going to magically populate behind the scenes based on the information that you're including, so that if you've already set up your segment or your list and group of people who have kids, all of those people are going to get that middle email that was shown on the previous screen. Go back to that. Email as an example, okay? So dynamic content is a game changer. It is a lifesaver because instead of having to manually creating 3 different emails, Constant Contact is creating it for you and sending it to your specified audience based on preset circumstances that you've outlined already. So that's all you have to do is that part of it. And then it's automatically populated for you and sent to individuals based on different things that you're interested in looking at, right? customers who just bought from you, customers who have kids, everybody on your list, right? Huge. All right. So that is a big deal as it relates to sending targeted emails. Again, if people feel like you're sending them information that is not relevant to them, they are more apt to either unsubscribe or start ignoring your email. So you're not getting the engagement. And if they're not engaged and active with your emails, it's almost like they've gone dormant and you're waiting for them to kind of wake up again, and you never know when that's going to be, right? So in order to really maximize email marketing, you want to really target your emails to get the most out of it and get the best results. All right. So now let's talk about automation, some more automation tools and things that we can be doing to bolster our email marketing, okay? First and foremost, automation. Out of COVID, automation has definitely become standard, right? We're now in the mode of figuring out ways to make our lives easier. We've had time to kind of sit with this as we were, sheltering in place and all of that good stuff. We've figured out numerous ways in which we can automate processes, and this is going to be a trend that continues for the long term. I personally believe, and stats are showing that, right? Some of the things that we should be thinking about, let's look at some of the stats from a business to consumer perspective. B2C marketers see that conversion rates are as high as 50% with automation, okay? Also, subscribers who receive a welcome email are showing 33% more long-term brand engagement. Not to mention that welcome emails are one of the highest opened emails ever, right? It has an open rate of a ridiculous amount. I want to say it's the last count, it was like something like 231%. It was ridiculous. Like, people definitely open those welcome emails. So if you don't have a welcome email, you might want to invest in that time to write that welcome email, because people definitely open those. All right. Also, nurtured leads tend to make bigger purchases to the tune of 47%, right? So what we're taking away from this is that automation and having things happen automatically behind the scenes is actually going to help you to build your business, to grow your business. People are opening the emails, they're engaging with them, and they are buying. And in the background, most of it is automated. That's the beauty, right? So let's talk about some of the different types of emails that can be automated for you. One of my all-time favorites that I personally, Jazzy Pen Communications seems to get a lot out of, and our audience gets a lot out of, are the birthday emails, okay? The beauty of the birthday emails is that you can send your audience specific emails on their birthday, and you can include coupons, you can include a free item, a complimentary service, whatever you want to give away or give to your recipient as a birthday gift. And it's really sweet because people have no idea that it is generated automatically. They're just so excited that you remembered them on their birthday, right? And then to make matters even better, you're giving them something free or something discounted. It doesn't necessarily have to be something free, but it could be a discount on your services. It could be VIP seating at an event It could be free parking at an event, something, anything. You get to decide what that's going to be. But the emails that you send for birthdays, ooh, you can send special messages, just letting them know that you care. That's the value that comes from these automated birthday emails. Likewise, in the same vein are the anniversary emails. Think of these as, you know, it's an anniversary date of some sort. Depending on your business, that's going to change on what that could be. For a realtor, it could be the anniversary that someone bought their home, right? Let's say they bought their home in February. So every February, that realtor is sending a, you know, hey, it's been 2 years, or awesome doing, you know, business with you. Just wanted to send you this little update about things going on in your area, whatever the case may be, right? In the case of a gym, anniversary of your membership, or any other type of membership-based business or companies that have memberships, this type of anniversary email is going to work very well. It could be a renewal notice. Hey, it's time to renew. Hey, haven't heard from you, haven't seen you in the business, right? Maybe I'm a CPA, right? It's been a while since we've talked. Tax preparer, you know, didn't see you last year. Hey, let's re-engage, that sort of thing. These are anniversary type emails that work very well, okay? They can be used to celebrate or acknowledge an important milestone, and that's what you want to have happen. The next type of automated email, ooh, gotta move. The automated series, right? These types of emails can be sent over time and they work well in the background, right? You're engaging with your subscribers in a variety of ways, okay? So you send one email maybe shortly after they subscribe, you send another email a week later, and then maybe 3 days after that. You determine the frequency of how you're going to set that up, but that automated series is going to do very well for you because it shows that you're interested in them being engaged with you, right? Another type of email is the action series, right? We call it the action series because the name of the game, or the ultimate goal, is to have your subscribers take some sort of action, right? It's like a call to action over a series of emails. That makes sense, okay? So you want to first give them a reason why, right? Why should they do whatever it is you want them to do, right? In the case of Southside Cycling, they want them to sign up for a cycling club. So they're giving them 3 reasons why they should do so, right? Next in the series is highlight something special, unique about whatever it is that you have going on. So in this case, right, what is something that is specifically special about the cycling club, right? According to Southside Cycling, one thing that's special is that they can learn from one of the best to ever do it, a guy named John, and they talk about him, give his bio, and maybe, you know, if I'm in the cycling community, I know who John is already, and this is exciting to me. And so, yeah, I definitely want to join the club because I definitely want to meet John, as an example, right? Next, we got to put that fear in them, right? The fear of missing out. What's going to happen if I don't take this action, right? Well, you're going to miss out on one of the best experiences of your life because we're going to do A, B, C, and D, or this is, you know, the only time that we're offering entrance into this club for 2022. So you want to jump on it, or whatever the case may be, whatever you can do to just inject just a slight fear of missing out, that FOMO. That's what you want to have happen in that 3rd email. And that's an action series, and it encourages them to take some sort of action, okay? Another type of series could be the onboarding series, okay? This is someone who has bought your product or your service. So you're first sending them a thank you, right? And a little bit of information about getting started, right? Here are some resources. Here is a checklist that you definitely want to have as you go through this service, this whatever it is, right? Or you bought this product. It could even be, you know, I don't know, one of my clients has barbecue sauce. Maybe it is a recipe that goes along with it, as an example, right? Next in that onboarding series, you could include information, educational information, right? Things that are going to educate your audience about what it is that they've purchased, right? How to use XYZ, right? How to get into your interface, how to use the app, how to find different things on the app that may not be intuitive at first. Maybe it's a shortcut. Those types of things would be very well in that second email within the onboarding series. And then finally, asking for feedback, right? This is a great way to not only survey your audience, but get information that you can use to make a better product or service, right? You can encourage people to either send you feedback directly or to leave a review on different sites that you may be on, whether it's Yelp or Google or LinkedIn. Leave a review here, but give them a direct link to go and do so, okay? Then you have the anticipation series, right? We've got this thing coming up, and here is the info that you're going to need in preparation for it, right? 5 tips for training for this 5K that we've got going on, right? So people are getting excited, they're training. Hey, have you been, you know, drinking your water and doing these different exercises or whatever the case may be? And then maybe there's links to different resources available on your blog, right? Next email within that series could be more educational in nature. 3 tips for finding the right running shoe. Again, this is in preparation for the upcoming marathon or event that's coming up, right? And maybe you're highlighting your sponsors in this, getting them involved, but it's all in anticipation of this upcoming event, right? This is a great way to bolster and uplift the energy as it relates to that event, okay? All right, really quickly, what do you think is the best way or some of the best ways to boost your open rate? Because that's key. When you're sending out emails, you want you want people to open your emails, right? And for me, I always say not only open, but I want people clicking. I tell my clients that all the time, right? People accidentally open emails sometimes, but what we want is them clicking. However, an open rate is still a good metric to look at. So what are some of the ways that can boost your open rates? Any takers? Anybody want to chime in? No? Okay. I'm gonna let you guys slide this time because usually I'm like in your face, like, okay, I need somebody, and I'm calling names. But I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna let you guys, you know. Oh, okay. Somebody's taking. All right, Stacy. Stacy says free or 50%. Free or 50% off of something. Is that what you're saying? Like a product? Okay. Okay. I could ride with that. I could ride with that. Yeah, definitely. People are definitely interested. One of the main reasons why people actually sign up for your emails in the first place is usually for the discounts of some sort, right? That's one of the main reasons why people join lists, is to get some sort of discount, freebies, and the like. So you're definitely on target there. Awesome. Well, another key way wanted to share with you that a lot of people don't think about in terms of boosting their open rates is to actually resend the email to non-openers, meaning that you send out this beautiful newsletter or an email campaign and the opens are slow to come, or you only get a few. And then you're either sad or blue and you move on to the next marketing tactic or the other thing, or you shift gears to social media. But what about those people who did not open? Wouldn't it be nice if you just kind of reminded them? Because a lot of times it was just an oversight on their part. They somehow breezed by it, or they accidentally deleted it. They simply did not see it. Maybe it somehow went to their junk folder. A number of things can come up. So you resending to those non-openers is going to be huge, because it gives them an opportunity or another opportunity to see your email and open it, especially if they did not even see the first one, right? So right when you send, or you're preparing to send your email, you can schedule your email to be resent to people who do not open your emails. And you can set it up as to the date and the time that you want it to be resent. And when it's resent, it's only going to those who did not open your emails. And this is a key piece of information, because in the past, when you resent, it was resending to everybody. So even your openers were getting it. And now you're starting to irritate people, because they're like, okay, I got your email, I opened it, and I moved on with my life, or I signed up, or I did whatever it was that you wanted me to do. And now you're sending it to me again. With this, it's only going to the non-openers, right? So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I encourage you to use this strategy with pretty much almost all of the emails that you send. It could be applied. Okay. All right. Finally, let's round this baby out. We've only got a few minutes here, but wanted to quickly share with you little tips about providing value to your audience to grow your business. Okay. I have preached about this on many occasions, because I am a big proponent of content and content of value. Some people, don't like to hear that word, because it's been said over and over and over and over. It's got to be valuable content. Provide value, provide value, provide value. But at the end of the day, if it's not valuable, it's not even worth looking at, right? It has to be perceived as valuable to your audience in some way, shape, or form. That does not mean that every single piece of content that you send has to be educational in nature, right? Something funny could be valuable to me because you've just uplifted my spirits, right? Something motivational could be valuable to me because you've motivated me, you've empowered me or inspired me, right? So think about that, right? Really quickly, let's look at a couple of stats to kind of tie this all in and bring it home. Gaining a new customer can be 5 to 25 times more expensive than actually retaining an existing one. You're working real hard to get new clients when you can be providing content of value to your existing ones, right? 47% of buyers are looking at 3 to 5 pieces of content before engaging with a sales rep. Before they're even ready to buy, they are engaging with your content. Hello, your content needs to be of value to them, okay? And then finally, 84% of consumers are more likely to take action based on personal recommendations from family and friends, right? And so those family and friends need to receive information or value so that they can pass it on or recommend you, your product or your service to someone, right? That's how it all kind of works. But you may be thinking, okay, how do I create value? What does that mean? And what does that look like? At a very high level, valuable content needs to be seen as helpful. It needs to solve a problem that your subscribers are having. And it needs to come across as sounding friendly, approachable, right? So you don't need to be beating your audience over the head with sales information because nobody wants to be sold to, but they do want help. They do want their problem solved, and they do want to do business with those that they know, like, and trust, okay? Way number one to provide content of value is obviously to create your own content, right? And you have a lot of resources available to you that you may not be thinking about as you go about creating content. Number one is frequently asked questions, right? What are those questions that you are getting all the time, right? They may be phrased slightly differently, but you're getting them on a regular basis. Those questions can be turned into content for your email campaigns, okay? Also, think about your blog, your website. If you have a blog article, could that be information that is repurposed and used as content for your emails? I'm guessing that 9 times out of 10, it is, right? So what you want to do is grab a paragraph or two with a read more button for them to go to your blog, okay? Finally, you can ask an expert in your field, right? Think about interviewing an expert. Maybe you have a podcast, maybe pieces of that podcast interview could be repurposed and put into your email campaign or your email newsletter, right? Simply featuring that other expert or an expert in a field that aligns with yours. As an example, maybe you are a lender or an SBA lender at that. In that case, you may consider using a CPA as an expert. A CPA is a great alignment or group that could be helpful to your audience, right? So interviewing an expert in that field would be helpful. All right, next thing is OPC, other people's content, right? We want to be curating or sharing the content of others. That's going to take some of the stress off of you. So think about news that's happening in your industry. That's going to be helpful to your audience. You want to include that with the right attribution. Think about infographics. We all like visual components, especially if there's a lot of information to be digested. An infographic is an excellent way to present data-heavy or data-heavy information in a visual way, okay? And then think of blog posts of other people who are in your industry. Maybe they have an interesting take on something, and maybe you have a different opinion. As an example, you can share both opinions simply by sharing their blog posts and then giving a tidbit about your feelings about things, right? This is an excellent way to get valuable content to your audience, all right? Influencer content. Who are the influencers in your industry? People immediately pipe up to information or thoughts and opinions from influencers. So this is, again, a great way to get the attention of your audience is to share content from those influencers, okay? All right, some best practices for creating value. Really quickly, make it visually appealing and compelling. Include a visual, right? There's a trend of also using all text in emails. That works sometimes, but not all the time. And a lot of times we want to see visuals to stand out, to have your email stand out when someone opens it. Really relies heavily on the images that you include, okay? Share compelling data, stats, information that is going to make people say, whoa, wow, blow their minds, right? That's valuable. Another thing that we're seeing is the use of video, right? For the last few years, video has been off the charts. So including a video is only going to amplify your email content. Finally, make it easy to share. As an example on the screen, you see that the social media icons are there for people to be able to share your content with their networks. Make that a possibility for your people. We're seeing that conversion rates simply with that tactic alone is huge. Okay, all right, so let's quickly recap. Number one, send more targeted emails, right? You want to send to specific segments on your list information that is relevant and key to them. It's a matter of sending relevant, timely information to the right people, okay? Secondly, or second trend is to automate. Automate to save yourself some time, right? Send those birthday and anniversary emails, those onboarding emails. Somebody just signed up for your service. They have been in touch with your employees and they're working through whatever service that you deliver. Give them some additional resources. Give them some checklists that they can use. Give them a free accountability call that they can take advantage of, but that all of that information is given automatically because you're setting it up ahead of time and it's going out while you sleep, right? And finally, provide value. Value never goes out of style, in my opinion. So you want to create those super fans who spread the word, they rave about you, they become repeat customers and clients, and you establish that loyal base of customers, all with your email campaigns. Yes? Really quickly, Constant Contact, for those of you who may not be familiar, is one of the leading providers of email marketing solutions. But in recent years, they've gone well beyond being a pioneer in the email marketing game, and they are including a number of services available to you with their solution, including landing pages, Google My Business, video and YouTube, social media as well. I love the social media aspect because you can actually schedule posts to go out to your social media accounts within Constant Contact. A beautiful thing. I digress, but wanted to share that with you in case you didn't know. We are literally at time, 1 o'clock. Are there any questions for you, girl? Let me know. I think you can take yourself off of mute and chime in. Oh, thank you, Steve. He says, very good presentation, lots of good content. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Did you have any questions about anything that we discussed? Okay, I don't think we have any questions, which is great. That means that I covered everything and your minds are blown.
You're doing a good job.
I'm just going to go with minds were blown. Lots of information was digested.
Well, I hope everyone got as many takeaway points as I did, because I definitely did. I'm going to let you finish on that. Thank you, Joan.
For some reason, I can't hear you clearly, Brian. I know you're talking, but
I think I was using my low voice, but I said I hope you all have got as many takeaway points as I have. This has been really good.
Awesome. I'm so glad that there were some key takeaways for you. Lots of different things that people have at their disposal and are not using. You know, it never ceases to amaze me the amount of people who have constant contact and are using it, but aren't using some of these key tools within the platform that are going to be life and lifesavers, time savers at that. Really quickly before we sign off and get on out here, I do want to quickly offer just this really quick full tool that I created, which is an email marketing plan and calendar. And it's basically a mini workbook for you that's going to help you to outline your goals and your objectives for email marketing. What are the different types of campaigns that you can send? What does that look like? Tips for crafting your subject lines, which we all know is key to actually having people open your emails and take the next step. And then choosing different holidays that you might align your email campaigns with. Not only are there your standard, you know, Memorial Days and, you know, 4th of July and things like that, but there are national holidays related to different things. And a lot of people sometimes forget about those types of holidays. So there's some holidays that you might align your campaigns with. And then finally, I have a full-on calendar that you can really, you know, print it out, write in what you want to send and when, the different things that you can align with, etc. That workbook is available to you today for only 29 bucks. If you would like that, if you're interested in that, just send me an email, Joan at Jazzy Pen, and I will send you the link to purchase that. I think that's about it. So let me know. And then for those of you who were interested in constant contact, you've heard of it, but you don't know about it, you've never used it, there is a free trial available to you. I apologize, I don't have the link on the screen, but it's basically bit.ly/cc with Jazzy. CC, constant contact with Jazzy. And the J is capitalized in Jazzy. Again, if you're interested in that, send me an email, Joan at Jazzy Pen, and I'll make sure that you get the proper link for that. I'll send that to you. But that's it. I want you guys to go forth with your email marketing and take advantage of it, because truly it still drives the return on investment in terms of digital marketing. It's still the leader. It's been the leader and it's going to remain the leader, I truly believe. So you definitely want to make sure that you're incorporating email marketing into your marketing arsenal. Oh. Any other questions or anything? Nope, just thank you. It was awesome. Well, thank you all for hanging on in there with me. I know that we were kind of waiting for people to jump on in and all of that good stuff. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And if you have any questions, too shy to ask right now in front of everybody or what have you, feel free to email me, Joan at jazzypen.com. I would love to chat with you. Reach out to me on social media as well. I'm most active on LinkedIn, so look for me there. Would love to talk with you.
Joan, thank you. This has been beautiful.
Do I hear a question in the in-person audience? No?
Let me scoot a little closer and speak up. But Joan, this has been amazing. I hope you all have gotten as much value as I have. I do mean that. But we are going to keep this session rolling. Joan is going to be back in 2 weeks at the same time, 12 to 1 p.m. And we're going to have another session next week on Google with Israel Serna. And we're going to be doing a 4th session at the end of this month as well on website building. So a lot more to come. Definitely stay tuned in. And thank you all for joining today. This has been awesome. And have a great day.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Make it a good one, guys. Take care.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. Bye. Enjoy the day.
Bye for now.